All right, live and direct, kicking it off funky, fresh. Why? Because we are consistent, and surely we are the best. You're watching the internationally known Ron Smith Star Talent Showcase in the house. And we got a great show for you again tonight, today. We have the internationally known rapper extraordinaire from Bed-Stuy. His name is Blitz Fever. And also, we've got Leslie Class Hernandez from the Learning Curve Careers, once again talking to us about healthcare and spirituality. But right now, I'm bringing to you the one and only Blitz Fever. Take it away.
I came to party with y'all. 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 When the concerts we could get drunk off Bacardi to fall. Spliffs a piff. Bob Marley for all. Get up out your seats, mandatory like it's part of your job. Every fan's worth their weight in gold. That's why we light candles like birthday cake. I'm a website, the whole tri-state's my space. Blitz up here with hoes on flyers. I'm as hot as fresh clothes and dryers. Foes with wires, kidneys explosion fire. Blitz twirling up, hair leaves chronic. Stars orbit round the sun like Halley's Comet. Yeah, I came to party with y'all. 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 Every atmosphere, Blitz up here, billions wait there. Literature on display like William Shakespeare. Chicks hang on my heavy necklace cable. Contract endorsements like I'm signed every record label. Secondhand smoke, choke your throat as soon as you enter the rolling sector. Blitz is a king summoned to the stage with a golden scepter. As soon as the blue shine hits the stage, as everybody's heads high like Mr. Vegas. Blitz was born in the Stone Age, rocks in the shine. Lamborghinis transform like Optimus Prime. Canaries with rabbits in them. Tricks all over my stick, I call it the Magic Kingdom. Those who oppose shows receive letter bombs. Ferraris, aircraft, ships shaped like Megatron. Yo, I came. Hot flames, jot names, shots rain, cops blame, chop cane, chop range, shots rain, got game, not playing. Octane, cock dames, block bang, top planes, Glock spraying. I came to party with y'all. 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 I came to party with y'all, yeah.
All right, and we're back. Star Talent Showcase. It's your boy, Ron Smith. I'm here with the one and the only Blitz Fever. Oh, man, when I say it, just something just ignites in me. Oh, man, I'm glad to have you, sir.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yes, yes. You are one of the few rappers that I've had on this show and that I could say to my audience that's got my feet tapping, got me swaying side to side, make me want to dance. I couldn't dance, but I wanted to dance. I mean, man, you were putting it down. When you sang that song, when I came to party with us. Oh,
yes, I came
God.
to party with y'all.
Yeah, that was hot, man.
Thank you, sir.
Man. Tell us first, how did you get the name of Blitz Fever?
Well, me being a creative person, I always tend to think out of the box. Instead of just having a name like with no meaning like a lot of artists do, I wanted to make every letter in my name stand for something. Blitz Fever stands for Brooklyn's largest internationally talented superstar, forever engineering, vicariously entertaining records.
Okay. Now, what inspires you, man? When you pick up the mic, man, when you start that performance, what's your motivation? What gets you into what gets your ginseng kicking, man?
Well, Mr. Ron, basically I grew up around the best of music. My parents used to listen to the Shy-Lights, Earth, Wind and Fire,
Okay.
Marvin Gaye,
Right.
Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes.
Mm-hmm.
But to fast forward through time a bit, when I started listening to my own music, it's like Eric B., Rakim, Heavy D, Furious Five, who else? Slick Rick.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, a lot of the hip-hop legends from back in the day that just really pioneered and set the way for artists like myself to basically set the creativity on fire inside each and every person that listens to my music.
All right, all right. Now, what about the current rap artists of today? I mean, is there anybody that comes at you that you emulate in your music?
Well, basically, not really emulate to say, but because a lot of the artists that are mainstream now, there's too much profanity in their music, and that's another thing that sets me in a class by itself, because all of my music is clean and commercial, basically ready to go straight to radio. But the two artists that I really do find myself in their shoes and being in tune with is Lloyd Banks
Right.
and Fabulous.
Oh, okay. All right, all right. Now, here's the thing. Now, let me ask you, how long have you been in this music game and stuff? So, what time
Well,
you
I
started?
basically started writing and rhyming since I was about 12 years old, which gives me a little over 20 plus years
Okay.
performing my craft, doing what I do. And I'm also a welder by trade, but I've had jobs, but this is the only thing that I've done. And even without receiving a paycheck, I already feel like I'm a millionaire.
All right, man. That's cool. That's cool. Now, when you get ready for the stage, what's your meditation like? How do you get amped, get it ready, get the blitz and the fever flowing, popping, rocking?
Well, I tend to listen to a lot of the great producers. Basically, the beats sense my mood, and basically, the beat is the canvas, and my lyrics is the paintbrush, which allows me to be the artist that I am and just paint a masterpiece.
All right, man. Well, we see that I feel it in my soul that you're the king of the underground, Bed-Stuy of rap and stuff. What is it and how is it that the record executives are sleeping on you, man? How is it they don't know you? How didn't they find you?
Well, basically, record execs, mainstream, basically tend to show little or no attention to up-and-coming artists. That's the thing. But as soon as my foot is in the door, the sky's the limit.
Now, you mentioned that, and it's very true. A lot of rap artists have been up here, and I've even heard old school people come up and talk. They said the industry is a cutthroat, dog-eat-dog industry. How does Blitz fear, being a positive black man, overcome this adversity?
Basically, this is a craft and a talent that I believe that the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ has put me on this planet to basically showcase to the world, and keeping that in mind and just keeping my head high to the sky and just keep moving forward, keep progressing, and constantly keep my prodigy in progress, which is the name of my album. Check me out. MySpace, Facebook, and YouTube.
Okay.
Also, you can check me at the nearest venue near you. I've performed at the Skybox. I've been in Mount Vernon, just trying to do every showcase possible until my talent is basically where it needs to be.
Okay. Well, they're telling us that we're out of time, but you got to come back again, man. We thank you for your songs, man. But you know something? Tell people again where they can find you, where they can find your music, your Twitter, your Facebook, in case they didn't have the pen and paper.
You can holler at me, yours truly, Blitz Fever, at MySpace, Facebook, and YouTube, www.mrfantastic@gmail.com. Follow me. The album, as well as my videos, is online. Prodigy in Progress. Check it out.
All right, this is Ron, your boy. Star Talent Showcases, the show you're watching right now. Don't you go anywhere. Leslie Class Hernandez, The Learning Curve Careers, is up next.
Hello, everybody. We are here today with Dr. Charles Richburg on Star Talent Showcase. And I'm Leslie from Learning Curve Career Center. We've been bringing you healthcare resources in the past. And today's show, we have Dr. Charles Richburg, who's an experienced professor at the community college and graduate school levels. He is a facilitator specializing in executive and organizational leadership, career services, and life skills development. And Dr. Richburg is also a postdoctoral researcher. And his research includes, but is not limited to, developing a customized mentoring model designed to increase retention and graduate rates for Black male student athletes attending community colleges. And during his career over 30 years, Dr. Richburg has served as a criminal court administrator, doctor of workforce development projects, and in addition, his work in correctional facilities, residential and outpatient substance abuse treatment facilities, as well as community-based organizations, is unparalleled. His leadership and support has affected major life shifts for individuals and their families, as well as his work with several regional organizations. And we have him here today as a guest for LCC because this is the type of resource that we've been working to bring you. Workforce development and scholarships for different demographics of individuals in the public that could benefit from training. So we welcome you. Thank you for having the time to stop by.
Thank you for having me.
Join us today. I have a few questions for you. We're going to start talking about healthcare professionals as we did in the past. But today we want to introduce spirituality and healthcare in the workforce for the professional. And while many healthcare professionals profess a commitment to holistic care for their patients, they often leave spiritual problems to someone that they consider better qualified. And these patients often have deep concerns that are unspoken and suffering that they do not share with the healthcare professional. And so during today's interview with Dr. Richburg, we will discuss spirituality and healthcare and the role of healthcare professionals. In addition, we hope to provide our listeners with food for thought on how focusing on the spiritual needs of patients can actually enhance the healing process. First question is, why should healthcare providers assess the spiritual need beyond the basic questions when they're being admitted into a hospital or a facility or into a doctor's office? Why should we go beyond just asking basic questions about religion, which is normally just a question on a list that the patient fills out as they enter?
Excellent question. I think it's important for healthcare providers and other healthcare professionals to make sure that they get a complete picture of the patient that they're going to be working with. And the research shows that 80% or more of patients who seek care in a hospital, emergency room, or wherever, they have religious and spiritual beliefs. And those beliefs are a huge part of their existence. So as such, they need to be able to make sure that it's included beyond, as you said earlier, checking off a box, because it shows a level of care from the provider that could help to enhance the overall experience. And at some point, it could increase the healing process.
I believe so. I think that it contributes to the patient feeling comfortable enough
Absolutely.
and relating to their caretakers.
Absolutely.
And so that's very good for the patient. Another question, why do you feel it's important for those patients to feel that level of confidence and trust in their healthcare provider?
Well, I'll answer that question in two parts briefly. Number one, it's been often said, two topics you don't want to delve into with anyone, in particular people you're meeting for the first time: politics and religion. Therefore, a level of trust has to be established because most of us can be very guarded about our religious and spiritual beliefs, and usually we'll only talk about those with those whom we're comfortable with, those who we congregate and worship with. So being able to talk to someone and engage them in such a conversation requires a level of comfort, which in turns will develop a level of trust and confidence in that interviewer, whomever he or she may be.
I agree. I agree. Are there any other reasons why you feel the healthcare professionals should be more cognizant of their patients' spiritual needs? Even though that's kind of repeating what we just said, but I do want to focus on the importance of that and the relevance of it for the healthcare professional to understand that about the patients, because it can contribute to their overall progress in healing. It's very important.
Oftentimes, we hear the term holistic, which means to deal with the whole person. And if we're going to have a holistic approach to treatment, we definitely have to be able to incorporate something that's paramount in patients' lives, and again, that's their spiritual and or religious beliefs. So in order to be effective providing this holistic care, along with building that trust and confidence that we spoke about earlier, it makes for a much better interaction with the patient, which in turns can open doors for them to share what would not be normally shared and could be relative to the overall healing process, as we said earlier.
As a healthcare provider, that is precisely what I'd like to convey to the audience, because we've not only forget to mention certain things to physicians or to healthcare providers, we may not feel comfortable as the patient to dive into that aspect if it has any personal relevance or relation to religion, and they may not think that it's important to the healthcare provider. So what our goal is to explain to you, patients out there, that you can open up to your healthcare providers and that you can tell them what your beliefs are. It's important for you as patients to be comfortable enough to do that so that you can get the best level of care from your healthcare provider. So how would you respond to those who feel that their religion provides their spiritual nourishment?
One example would be the people who come through LCC, get their training, and they enter the workforce having knowledge and understanding about the importance of understanding or inquiring about patients' religious and spiritual beliefs will enhance the process in terms of gathering information. And I know for a fact that's something that you focus on in your program and learning curve careers. And I've seen some of your graduates in action. I've actually seen how they've been able to incorporate that particular part into their assessment, and it makes for a better relationship and opens the doors to get even more critical information directly related to their health challenges.
Yes, yes. As I said, a lot of patients that are not in the healthcare industries do not understand the relevance of giving all of their feelings and all of their complaints, anything that to the physician for better care. It is important that you are open with your healthcare workers and that you tell them everything that's bothering you and not feel that it's not relevant, because everything related to your health is relevant.
And if I might add, not only is it important for the treating physician to have this information, but usually the first person in the line of communication is that person who's doing the assessment. For example, a phlebotomist who's drawing blood. It's one of the training components of your program. They're interacting even long before they meet with the medical doctor. And by establishing that, the patients also know and should understand that there's only, that information is shared only with those who have a need to know. So it's not information that's going to be blasted over the hospital's PA system, for example. And that's critical for our patients to know as well.
Great, great. Okay, so we are going to come back and continue our discussion about healthcare and spirituality and wellness, and how this all is relevant for you as patients to discuss everything that you feel with your physician. Okay, welcome back. And during this segment, we are going to take a look at religion, spirituality, and healthcare research, but more focused on the healthcare research aspect of things. And so I have the question for you. Is the healthcare industry as a whole becoming more open to the idea of incorporating religion and spirituality into healthcare for their patients?
They absolutely are. Recent indications, as recently as 2000, shows that 141 medical schools and colleges in the United States, 70% of them are requiring spirituality, understanding spirituality and religion as it relates to patient relationships. It's part of the curriculum. It's a required part of the curriculum. So it tells us that the healthcare profession and the professionals who serve in that industry is aware of the benefit of incorporating spirituality and or religion into patient care.
So how has the industry leaders and educators in the healthcare industry responded to the call for more training on those matters of religion and spirituality in the healthcare industry?
Well, one group of statistics that comes to mind, in 1992, it was less than 6% of the medical schools required this training. Now, as we move forward, 141 medical schools, as I said earlier, which are all the medical schools in the United States, they require more training, more understanding of spirituality, patient care, and they're training their medical doctors and other specialists how to present this particular component at some point during a consultation, above and beyond just asking a simple question, what religion are you? They're engaging them a little bit, and it builds that level of trust for them to give more information about themselves that helps the overall healing process, as I said earlier.
Right. I was just going to say, I know that we did speak briefly about it, but again, let's just explain to the listeners, why do you feel this is so important? And I happen to agree, so I do feel it's important because I'm a healthcare worker and I understand it, but if you could just reiterate why this is so important for our listeners to understand that they are connected, and it does help in healing processes to be able to convey this information to your healthcare worker. It really does benefit them. I kind of answered my own question, but what do you have to say?
Well, what I would add to that is, if you take our medical doctors and various specialists that are operating, one of the things that the average doctor will now say, he or she recognizes that they are used as a vehicle, as a conduit for healing, but they don't provide the healing themselves. They are starting to recognize, and admittedly so, that something greater, more powerful is at work out there, and as a result of that recognition, they are now starting to encourage their patients to talk more about their beliefs, because it gives them a sense of relief as well, because the research shows that 90% of medical professionals have some belief in a greater source of power other than themselves. Of course, a very small percentage are actually arrogant enough to think that they do the healing, but in time they'll get better.
It's important for the patients as well in that, you know, a lot of times patients will leave the physician's office or leave the healthcare provider's office not feeling satisfied because of their own spiritual beliefs or wellness beliefs, and they may take what the doctor's offered and only do half of what his recommendation is. And so overall, the process is really accelerated in terms of healing when they can convey what they'd like to see happen on their end as a patient. And whether that has to do with spirituality or not, it is certainly important. So my last question to you is if you have any closing thoughts for our listeners for
Sure.
today.
Thank you. Again, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to share with you this afternoon. Again, it's really important for patients, those of us who are receiving care in various shapes, forms, and fashions, to understand that it's okay to talk to your healthcare provider about your religious beliefs, and oftentimes what you'll find is that there's more common ground in understanding and beliefs, which makes for a better relationship. And as we both know, relationships will drive the success that's needed in order to diagnose and treat properly. So that's really important. And for community leaders, once again, to get more involved, including a lot of our clergy, because they have access to the people that other organizations may not.
That's right. So thank you, everybody, for joining us today. And yes, those community leaders out there, we are asking that you take this message, that you recognize what we're trying to convey to the public, and assist us in sharing these resources. LCC, thanks you for joining us. Thank you, Dr. Richburg.
My pleasure.
Blitz is with tight low braids, send heat through your stomach like microwaves. Fresh out the freezer, ice cold chains. Outside peddling off tonight's go change. Fiends nodding off with tight swole veins. Attract the fans like rice bowl games. Piffing off tropical infusion. Think I don't live in the cameras, an optical illusion. Blitz frozen water, polar ice. Haters don't understand them on TV like the poltergeist. Glock spark hit blast, devastate economy. Stock market crash, limbs left in recycling bins over green paper.